Hey, this is Doug from Doug and Nikki, and I am here with what could be the coolest action camera that I've seen short of a GoPro or a DJI in a very long time. This is the iZEEKER IA800, which, forget the name. Let's talk about the key features about this really quick. It is theoretically 6K at 30 frames a second and a real 4K at 60 frames a second, which is where you need to get into that area to get some cool slow motion shots. In this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox it real quick, talk about its features, some of the things that it comes with, and then we're gonna take it out and test it out and try to break it with some things, right? Maybe I'll put up some side-by-sides with a little bit of GoPro and DJI stuff so that you can make a decision about it. And then at the end, I'm gonna come back with the Doug score 1 to 5, let you know what I thought of it. All right, let's bust into it and see what comes with this. This seems so neat. I do need to tell you this was provided to me to do this review, but with absolutely no instructions. They were like, hey, take this, see if you can break it, see how it works, and let the people know. All right, we got a quick start guide, your user manual. Here's the camera itself. I'm gonna make you wait for a minute to see that. This is the accessory package. We've got a good number of the standard accessories, right? We got a nice housing here. We got a dual battery charger. The mounts for, these are all GoPro standard mounts. These are for a bar, different extension. You have 2 curved mounts for like a helmet or something like that, wrist mount, cable, all the normal things. Here are the 2 batteries, which are actually a good size, so we should get a good runtime out of those, and then let's get to the camera itself, because there's something here that I want to tell you about. Here is the camera. Obviously, it's an action camera, waterproof. You could go diving, snorkeling with that. This is a nice solid housing. We'll have to test that out, see, maybe put it on the RC cars, see how it goes. I will say the housing's a little heavy. The camera feels a little heavy but I think that's because it's a really nice, solid construction. It's not one of those cheap plastic units that you see. It looks remarkably like another certain brand's action camera, but I don't care. The compartment feels nice and smooth. The back screen is a little offset, if you could see that. It's got a nice size front screen, which is always, the front screen has become so essential in using these things. Looks like this cover is probably replaceable. So there's only one thing left to do. I need to charge up some batteries. Think of some way we can really test this out so you can see the quality of the video that it makes. I'm gonna put it up against my GoPro. Let me charge it up. Let's go play with it. Okay, so here I am at 4K 60, completely native. I'm just hand holding this camera. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this camera and a Hero Black side by side on the same RC car, really test out the action looks, test out the durability, because it crashes a lot with these things on here. And then I'm gonna give you both of those images so you can see that yourself what the 2 videos look like. All right, let's go put them on the car, see if we can break a camera. All right, so I know you guys are used to seeing this 4K 60 frames a second. I show you at high speed, super slow-mo, so you can kind of compare and contrast the 2. But in this video, I'm also gonna show you some just basic walking around so you get a feel for the different lighting effects and the different image stabilization. And then we're gonna take it to the amusement park and go on a wicked roller coaster so you can compare the 2. Here we are, obviously, I'm jogging a little bit so you can see what the image stabilization looks like. You can see what the clarity and color looks like. I'm gonna turn around so we can change the lighting, you get a different feel. And then how about we go take it on a ridiculous roller coaster? Let's go check that out. Okay, we did the 4K 60 on the roller coaster. Now let's try just kind of walking around with the cool 6K 30 frames a second, which 30 frames a second is pretty darn fast for 6K video. Let's try that out. How good 6K 30 frames a second with full image stabilization is. Okay, so here's another example of me in 6K 30 frames a second after a day in the amusement park. You tell me if it's stable, if it looks like 6K video. Do I look amazing? You let me know. Okay, so what an interesting question this is. So we have the iZEEKER versus the GoPro Hero 10 Black. And obviously this is an unfair comparison because pricing is not the same at all. But at the same time, some of the features when you read the specs seem like they should be pretty close, if not maybe even better, like 6K. Like, is that a thing that makes a difference in your life? Is like the image quality even at 6K maybe not enough to make that seem worthwhile? In any case, I've shared the video with you. You can compare the GoPro 10 versus the iZEEKER. I've done 6K, I've done action on in 4K, 60 frames a second. Overall, it's a great camera, right? So absolutely, I would say I would definitely encourage somebody to get it. If you're in the market for a GoPro 10 or 11, obviously it doesn't make any sense. But if you are like a GoPro 8, 9 guy and considering getting a newer camera, your old camera's getting a little old, you want something new, refresh it, or you're moving up to something like that, I think this iZEEKER definitely offers a lot of quality value at its price point. I think it's super cool. I'm gonna absolutely give it a 4 out of 5 for what it is. I did have a little bit of an issue, and you guys can comment below if you run into this too, where the battery would kind of come a little loose, like it's not as firmly in there, and the camera would reset, but obviously I was beating it to death, so that's kind of not a fair thing. But in any case, definitely a 4 out of 5 on the Doug score for this. I think it's super cool for what it is. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. Otherwise, I will see you next time.